I still don't understand what Mouthwashing is about. Is it a critique? It's about several things, but I also only played it yesterday. I think you would have to get like the Markiplier interpretation or something. Story about how the dereliction of duty and lack of leadership and accountability killed 4 people, 5 if you're from the South. Yeah, that's a pretty good summary, I'd say. Yeah. But I was reading the Steam discussions for some reason, but that was a mistake because I was curious. I was like, what's the dumbest group of people I can find that discusses the meanings of this game? And like, I don't understand why people think she got sexually assaulted. There wasn't anything in that at all. Like, I don't know why they have to assassinate the character of the entire crew to have a fan canon about there being sexual assault. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah. It's like, wow. That was worse than I expected. Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Favorite character, Jimmy, would never do that to anyone. Must be made up. Yeah. Amazed people was able to turn on their device, navigate to Steam, and write that review. Think the Reddit discussions would be better or worse? Worse. Or, no, better. Sorry. How do you Lyoki Mouthwashing? Well, I thought it was a really good game, but I don't know if I could describe my primary feeling as enjoyment. So I'm glad I played it, but I don't think I necessarily enjoyed a lot of it. But it was cool. So you do think there was SA? Yeah, I do, as a matter of fact. One of the arguments I saw was something along the lines of, like, it was just a one-night stand that she regretted. Like, okay, usually when that happens, you don't steal the gun, like the communal gun, and hide it because you're afraid he's going to hurt someone. Like, that's not a normal reaction from someone who just does, like, a regretted one-night stand. You don't start... It's just... Don't start worrying about which doors are and aren't locked. You don't sleep in front of the motion-activated statue if it's just you feel safe, you know? When someone asks why the bedrooms don't have locks, it doesn't seem consensual to me. Well, I mean, I know that because, like, when I was a kid, I didn't have locks in my bedroom, and my mom walked in on me beating my fucking dick like it owed me money to MILF porn. She brought me dinner, and the worst part is she didn't even go like, oh my god, and close the door. Like, she walked in, and I was just like, dick in hand, this woman's tit out on my PC screen, and just like put the plate next to my desk. And I was just like, come on, dude, what the fuck? How am I supposed to finish like this? What the fuck is wrong with you? My dad got me a lock when he caught me jorking it. And no, dude, they never wanted me to get a lock until I was 18. So was it mac and cheese? I don't really recall. It was probably like mac and hot dogs or something. Religious families? I mean, they weren't even particularly religious is the thing. They were just fucking weird. Classic mac and hot dog? Yeah, dude, it's a staple. I should have just, like, in retrospect, like, if I could go back and talk to my teenage self, I would say at some point, Kyle, you're going to be jerking it to MILF pornography, and mom's going to come in with food, and she's not going to leave, and you need to aim it at her. You need to finish and fucking just, like, maybe not at her, but in her general direction, and scare her into letting you have a lock for your room. That's what you need to do, because this isn't going to change anything. She's still not going to want you to have a lock after this happens. So you need to fight fire with fire. You know? Interesting. Because your name's Barbara doesn't mean your name's CWC. I mean, you know, marking your territory, something like that. Fight fire with Seaman, Chad, Move, TBH. I'm surprised you guys are like, gee, I'm so sorry about, like, talking about, like, cum-shotting in the direction of my mother. You know, forgive me. You know, if it makes you feel better, she's not going to be worried about it, even if you were to tell her. Cum guy strikes again. Yeah, I mean, I need privacy. Everyone has a right to privacy. Everyone. There's only going to be a few of you who remember this. It's not necessarily that it was particularly long ago that we played it, but it was a very unimpactful game called Jumping Julian 98XX. It's like an ARG sort of game where you boot a computer and there's this little fucking game where it's like you're Julian and he jumps and you got to figure out the clues and shit. That guy made another game and I'm tempted to play it because it seems... it seems interesting. Let me see if a screenshot will ring any bells, because I imagine this is one of the ones where the name won't really ring any bells, but if I show you the fucking what it actually looks like, maybe some of you will recall what it is I'm talking about. I'm actually genuinely really surprised that this got anything even remotely resembling a sequel. The 98XX game had potential. So this is what it was. You had like a few apps you could play at the start. You could do this Jumping Julian game. There was some weird ass like puzzle thing I never figured out. It didn't seem like it simultaneously seemed like there was a lot more to it, and yet not much at all. I think I remember this one. It was a Sunday game. I don't think it was. The game kind of changes every time you open it. 4 of the other games to find clues. No, that's a different one, I'm pretty sure. Or was it? No, actually, I think this might have been the one where it's like the other games where I don't even fucking remember. Wow. I played too much shit. I don't even remember anymore. Yeah, this is the one where it's like you gotta go from website to website and find all these different video games where I found nothing. No clues whatsoever. I completely failed. It was a disaster class. I played these other games like Trevor the Dragon. Yeah. That maybe you'll recall like a 2D like old school Atari style game where there's a dragon going back and forth and you have to hit him with spears while dodging his fireballs to save a princess. Fuck you, Trevor! And I played that game over and over trying to figure out what the secrets were because that was tied to this 98XX game. To try to figure out the secrets of it. There was another one called Brigadoon, which was an RPG Maker one that seemed pretty complicated on its own that
Wait! That one's playing... Okay, someone's playing banjo, but the... Jumping Julian. Look, on that PC, right above the prompt. Hold up, what? Oh my god. What is it? There's so much to say about this room. Remember like 2 hours ago when we were playing Banjo-Kazooie in the fucking office and now we're talking to a little girl?
Then we also have that Fear and Hunger mod I want to play. That seems like it's going to be something. There's a new Haunted PS1 demo disc out. Remember someone called it Boogadin. Fear and Hunger mod. Well, let me see if I can find some screenshots of it. Because, like, I don't want to be the kind of person who's setting something like a stream up to fail. Or, like, people's opinions of a game up to fail. But, you know, there's some interesting things, like, in the screenshots that, you know how Termina had a Ketsuki reference, like the Heartless one, right? The, I will kill you with my head's chopped off and my weave's still intact and I'm fighting you. Well, this mod actually has a reference to Ketsuki as well. As you can see in the screenshots, they added an ending just as a reference to Heartless Angel Ketsuki. So, I don't know, man. Some of this looks, you know? You know? Like, this thing right here actually almost entirely kills my desire to play this fucking mod. The Many-Armed Scarab. That seems fun. That seems really, really fucking fun, dude. Breaking all your weapons, breaking all your armor, just going... But, you know, maybe it'll be great. It's kind of cool. Okay, let's show more screenshots of this then. Check this one out. This shit looks kind of fucking awesome, in a way. You need to speak to insects or he fucks you viciously? Like, look at this guy. Like, what kind of priest are we talking about here? Like, or I guess I'm the one who lost the left leg. My bad. That was my mistake. But, it looks really fucking... It looks like something. It's apparently like a full conversion... Oh, so, global mod for Fear and Hunger, 40 new enemies, 4 completely new locations, game mode Lagarde, 3 new endings, 4 bad endings, and 2 new variations of old ones, many quality of life improvements such as walking diagonally, a lot of new music, boss rush, camp mechanics, and many new secrets. Walking diagonally, that does sound legit. I won't lie, the walking diagonally sounds really fucking cool, but diagonal walking's huge. And this person is embroiled, the person who made the mod is embroiled in drama with the Fear and Hunger community because they insulted the way the Fear and Hunger devs' latest update looked. So, a lot of the backlash they received on Twitter is, I guess, some of the designs in this mod are questionable. So I'm looking forward to seeing for myself what it's like. What's your favorite Tyler Ninja Blevins poem? I really liked the one where he was like screaming at the top of his lungs at a child who was shit-talking him in a video game and he was like having a fucking heart attack and his voice was cracking and everything.
Oh, fuck you.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit? You shut up when I'm talking to you! You shut your mouth!
That one was really good. I'm a sandwich tweet fan. That one was pretty funny. You like the ending of Mouthwashing? No. Not really. I was about to start that VOD. Well, no, when I say I don't like it, like, the game was good, but, like, I don't know if I would describe it as, like, an enjoyable, feel-good ending. Like, I don't think you're supposed to play that and finish it and be like, oh, yeah, I like this. This is great. So, maybe that's just me, but ending was likely the worst possible outcome. So, that'll be cool. Everyone lives, I bet. No, it was literally, like, the worst decision was taken in every single juncture. The wrong choice was taken. All of that shit was completely avoidable. All of that shit was completely just some dude, like, having a fucking fragile little ego and, like, trying to, you know, exert some sort of power or influence on a situation in one way or another, and it backfiring every single fucking time. Like, it was a game about not taking responsibility. Considering all the hype, Mouthwashing is kind of underwhelming, but it's hard to follow up a game like Dead Doves. Mouthwashing was about Timmy. It was about the importance of taking responsibility not only as a leader, it's most important to do it as a leader because you were usually privileged in respect to the people you were guiding who are under your employ or whatever the fuck you want to say about it. So you have a responsibility to protect them to a certain degree and do right by them. And if you're someone who has concrete on the feet and is completely inactive, even if you're not necessarily the one directly inflicting harm on the people under your watch, you were almost equally culpable because it would be like, the way I would see it is like, this is a little dehumanizing, and I don't mean it in a dehumanizing way, but imagine putting like a monitor lizard and 3 chickens in an enclosure together. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think they're going to get along? When the monitor lizard like tears half of the first chicken off, do you explain to that chicken like, you just need to, we can fix this, we just need to make sure that we can... No, you kick the fucking monitor lizard out. You get rid of it. It was a stupid idea. Maybe you didn't know they were a monitor lizard, but like, you have a responsibility to make sure that once that sort of threat is apparent, that you do something about it to protect the people who rely on you for leadership. And also, Jimmy's a piece of shit. That's what Mouthwashing was about, in my opinion. Like, it's not taking responsibility for, you know, overt, horrible actions that you inflict onto others, and not taking responsibility as a leader for things that happen under your watch is what I got out of that game. Because I think if you've worked a job with dog shit management, you probably know that the feeling of like having someone in charge who doesn't give a shit and will like openly is so detached from what is happening that they will like let bad things, like harmful things, happen to you over absolutely fucking nothing is almost a universal human experience, which is why the entirety of the game was like taking place on what is equivalent to an 18-wheeler hauling a load of mouthwash, like a product literally no one gives a shit about. So like the environment that allows these injustices to take place is literally for nothing important whatsoever. And it's all completely meaningless because nobody takes accountability for anything. What's the silliest game? Jesus Christ, that's a tough fucking question to answer. The silliest game has to be Orion Dinosaur Horde. I remember back when I had like a group of people I'd play games with all the time, we would get drunk and play. There's like a $1 game where it's just like the shittiest dinosaur horde shooter ever. And it was so fucking bad. Like, you could, like, 95% of the dinosaurs, the strategy was you stand on top of a rock and they could not get you. So they added this mechanic with the T-Rexes where they could be in fucking Mongolia. You're down in Indonesia and they're in Mongolia, and they could pinpoint snipe you with like a 2-ton boulder from across the map. And if it hits you in the vehicle, you like fuck it. It's like when a Skyrim giant hits you and you go like shooting into the stratosphere. It's the dumbest fucking game ever, and it was so fun. Like, just playing that shit with friends, dude. Like, Christ almighty. There's a lot of games that have that where like, damn, we don't have a way to like prevent ranged weapons from being overpowered. Just make it throw rocks. Like, Satisfactory has these pig things that do that. Like, once you get to a certain tier of pig, they can just launch these rocks from across the map at you. So, dude, Ape War was really fucking funny too, because I'll always remember all of us playing that as a stream and then finding out there was a backrooms map, and we're just a bunch of like fucking parkouring chimpanzees with AKs in the backrooms.
Let's go.
Okay, so we have to do a free-for-all until someone gets 50 kills. This is gonna take the rest of my life.
Maybe, we'll see.
Oh my god. Dude, this map fucking blows! Nice 1v1, dude. This fucking map is terrible. That shit was cash.
That was such a fucking fun game, dude. Holy fuck. That game was very fun until you went to the server browser and saw what people were naming their games. Then it got a little less fun.